Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. शङ्करा सदाशिवा चन्द्रशेखरा शङ्करा सदा चन्द्रशेखरा चन्द्रशेखरा गौरीशङ्करा गौरीशङ्करा नीलकण्ठशूलपाणि चन्द्रशेखरा नील चन्द्रशेखरा फालनेत्रगिरिधारि चन्द्रशेखरा फालनेत्रजटाधारि चन्द्रशेखरा चन्द्रशेखरा गौरीशङ्करा चन्द्रशेखरा गौरीशङ्करा शङ्करा सदाशिवा चन्द्रशेखरा शङ्करा सदाशिवा चन्द्रशेखरा हर हर नमः पार्वतीपतये. So we are listening to the Shankara Vijayam, Sri Shankaracharya Charitam in the format of Bhagavata teaching. Generally in the Vedanta satsang we don't sing and we don't play, clap or anything. That is called Narada Paddhati. This is Narada Paddhati, that is Vyasa Paddhati. Okay, both when we combine it will be very nice. It will be more delicious. Okay, I hope all of you had a delicious coffee and tea. Now let us continue the journey along with the Shankara. So Shankara, now the age of 8 years, got thread ceremony, and he lost his father. Then he studied in the Gurukula only just 3.5 years, and of course mother also becoming old and little sick, so he came and serving his mother and staying with the mother in his own native place Kaladi. And so every day the routine is going on, and he do all his whatever learnt in the Gurukula, Anushtanam one side, and the same time Adhyayanam, Parayanam, all that. And day by day he is becoming more and more contemplative. Hours together, whenever time permits, he used to sit in meditation and Vididhyasanam. Recollects all what he studied. And they used to go, many of those villagers, even though they have the pond or the well near the house, but they go to the river. They will take bath there and do the Anushthan also there itself. And the ladies, while coming back, they will bring that water also, a pot of water to the home. All this, it's going on like that. One day, Aryamba, okay, in between one incident happened. When the Shankara's glory, the name, the brilliance of this boy spreaded all over the Kerala here and there, and the nearby one small kingdom, those days are small kingdoms and the rajas, Rajashekhara Varma, one Raja, came to see this brilliant boy, wonder. And he brought so many gifts to offer to the Shankara. And he sat there some time and he asking so many questions about regarding philosophy and many things spiritual. Then Shankara answered to all of them. And by listening more and more from Shankara, he's so much astonished. Then he also said, I wrote three kavyams, some kind of social and religious type of books. Those days, Rajas are all very much spiritual and, of course, they are more give the respect to the that Asthana gurus and all that. Under their guidance only, they will rule the country. So he is very good in writing Sanskrit and all those things those days. He told about the three books and Shankara he took and read. Raja read and Shankara heard them. And some corrections here and there, whatever Shankara wants. He asked Raja, you want any corrections? Then he did then said that now you do the Avishkaran of these three granthas. That means publishing. Those days, how they publish, we don't know. But it is available for, maybe they are having library and writing on the palm leaves are also. Then the Raja is very happy. And then before leaving, Raja said, you please accept all this I brought for you. Shankara said, for a Brahmana, the life is so simple. I cannot accept all these things. And then he tells how Brahmana is so simple. Simple living and high thinking. Anywhere he can sleep, even little which fills the stomach, that much he eats and enjoys. And whatever cloth is simply available, he will wear. So, like that, I cannot accept. Then the Raja said, if you are not using, okay, but you take it and give to somebody. Give to somebody. Then you know what Shankara said? No, 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 that also I can't do. Then he quotes one shloka from the Mahabharata. Am I audible to all of you? What he says, धनार्थं यस्य वित्तेहा वरं तस्य निरीहता प्रक्षालनाद्धिपङ्कस्य दूरात् स्पर्शनं varam. The second half, many times Swami Amma, other acharyas also will quote. This is the full shloka. What it says, see, with the desire to do charity, don't have the desire to earn the money. Okay? Dhanartham yasya vitteha. If at all the desire is to get the money, better for dharma's sake, better not to have the desire of the dhanam and desire of the earning money also, because both will become a bandham. And then what is the varam for him? To be without desire. But that desire to fulfill, why you are adding one more desire? It looks like this. Why to get into the slush, mud, and after that, why to clean your feet? Before itself, better not to put if you know that it is the mud is there, that is the meaning of this. That's why for him to keep away is the varam. But generally, religious aspect, people all, and Shastra also advocates that dhanam is very important on all that. But one side we have to understand this. Any karma is lead to bandha. Any karma will lead to janma. So kama karma janma, kama karma janma. One day or other you have to come out of it. No, you have to put stops somewhere. So in this way he answered. Raja is so happy and he did namaskara and he left that place. He took back all the things. Shankara didn't accept anything. Anything. Then, so one day when the mother bringing the water from the Purna Nadi river, She fainted and fall on the way. Then Shankara came to know that, and some other they taught her. She recovered, everything is fine. Because she is becoming very old and weak. So Shankara felt that means he just prayed to Purna Nadi river, because for us all rivers are mothers, goddesses. And he prayed to the uh, my mother is suffering like this. She is very old now. She can't walk from that side. Like that, he prayed to rivers, and Purna particularly, with some shlokas, not keeping any intention in the mind. What happened, that night, a big rain started, thunders and so many sounds and something very. Everybody started woke up in the midnight and seeing in the darkness what is happening. But they saw only the water is flooding and flowing everywhere, like in Chennai, no? Whenever heavy rains comes, that only they saw. And after little sunrise, then they found that yesterday night that sound along with the thunders from the small hillocks of the near adjacent of this river, boulders are all fallen in the Purna Nadi, and Purna Nadi has to take and change her direction. This happened spontaneously because this child that evening prayed to the river, and through nature that work has done. Now Purna Nadi came very closer to the Shankara's house. So these are the miracles happen. Grace of the Lord through the bhakti and the shraddha. Then everybody is happy, and Purna changed its direction. This is one incident. Then after that, he had one childhood friend, Vishnu Sharma. Just I have to mention here because later on he is going to come again into the scene. Very close friend to the Shankara. Many children are there, but mm, almost even thought way, thinking. And they used to discuss and ask, and Vishnu Sharma asked so many questions and like that. Then in Shankara's heart, the desire to renounce the world and enter into his mission is started growing more and more. So he wanted to take sannyasa at the age of 8. But in between, indirectly, he's mentioning to his mother, but only one son, mother is old, and she used to tell, "Mm, why, my dear, you are only one son to me. Mother, no, compassionate, and I am becoming old also. Nobody is there for me. So don't think of all that sannyas and all that now." So Shankara waited like that. But he has already given the indication of that he is having that desire. Now opportunity has come. One day when they all went to the Purna Nadi for bathing and all the as usual routine, suddenly the people, many other children are there, Vishnu Sarma is there, Aryam also is there. The big sound, people started shouting, run away from here, go back, go back, go back. But there is a crocodile. It's a very popular story. Crocodile. Then everybody ran to the banks of the river, and Aryam already is on the banks of the river. Vishnu Sharma going little closer and calling, Shankara, come back, come back, come back. Shankara looking at the sun and praying and in a deep meditation. No, but he didn't get any disturbance. And finally, the crocodile came and catch the leg of the Shankara, and it started pulling him inside the water, and he's almost drowned up to the head and raised hands and uh, just not shouting. Even he shouts, nobody can't hear from there. But finally again, when he little bit able to come up and see and looking at the mother is crying and calling him. Then from there he said, oh mother, please accept at least now apat dharma sannyasa, because now I am caught up by the crocodile. Because generally it is one kind of practice. The people, if are, they are old, they are on the deathbed, but they were not able to take sannyasa. But that particular time I have to take sannyasa and I leave the body. That is the belief. Now also that happens, apat dharma sannyasa. But suppose if that person took the sannyasa and he recovered and all his disease gone, should not come back again to the grihastha. It is one-way traffic, going only, no coming back. Okay, remember that and do. If at all you have the desire, you can do. We know very well, but at least now this 1 month, 2 months, how long I'm going to live, I don't know. If you have a guru nearby and something change the dress, or you feel that I am a sannyasi and leaving the body, that is accepted. Apadharma sannyasa. Like that, Shankara is using that opportunity now here, whether it's crocodile real, whether really it's caught his leg, and how once if it caught his leg, how it will left. Don't ask all the silly questions. Everything is divine's grace. Okay. Some occasion needed to change our direction of our life. Yesterday, you are all expressing your experiences. Everybody, something simple, small advertisement, simple, small board. It attracts and changes your direction of the life. So this is all. Remember, sheer God's grace. Your purva janmas, samskaras, punyam, and all that. But it has to click. The time has to come. So that happened, apadharma sannyasa. Then mother said, okay, at least now, maybe once if I accept that, he also feels happy. The crocodile may leave him and go. Innocent mother. Okay, my dear son, take sannyasa. Then Shankara jumped there itself and he pushed the crocodile, relieved himself from that mouth of the crocodile and came to the shore. Here, the crocodile is nothing but the Kala. Kala crocodile, Yamadharmaraja, no, is already chasing us. He is very closely, nearly sitting near us. And how we know that? Generally, they say that Kala Devata Mrityu. So, Kala has to decrease, 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 decrease. That's why when the clock tick, tick, tick means Ayukshinati. Yes? How we can recognize that? The Kala Devata with a big axe cutting this tree of this body, Kala. How? Lub, dub, lub, dub. This is the axe of Kala. One day after love, love, dub, heartbeat, hack. The body tree fallen down. That is happening. So remember that every moment is decreasing the time from our lifespan. विनयामिन्यो सायं प्रातः शिशिरवसन्तौ पुनरायातः. Not to get frightened by this sloka or this message. Remember and be sincere what to do. Vanda Vela Parvoi, Ramanaruடைய வாக்கியம். What for you have come into this body, into this world? Never forget that. Never forget your goal. So, apadharma sannyasam given, and Shankara, Aryamba never thought of that this child afterwards will claim and okay, you told that I am going, but she also happy, and they all came back home. And she asked him, come home. No. My home is Tribhuvanam. These three worlds are my home. And then there itself he consoled the mother. Maybe he came home that moment and he given some nice upadesha to the mother. Okay, Ma, who will protect whom in this world? We are imagining the protector is somebody. So don't depend on anybody's protection. Like this, he told some Hitopadesham. She got consoled. And finally, now this is the time. I have to leave. Please permit me. The mother is a very pious lady and a very well informed lady, because Shivaguru is such a person. She is not an ordinary woman. How great tapas. Otherwise, how this Shankara will be born as a child? So finally, she accepted. Shankara took the informal sannyasa. Informal sannyasa. Generally, sannyasa should be given by some guru and all that formal sannyasa. But he asked, I want to keep away, but I have to live in this world to fulfill my mission. Then he finally did the namaskar and given a word. Amma, whenever you are in the deathbed or in the last moments of your life, if you just remember me, I will be in present. I will come in front of you. Okay. Don't feel that I am far away from you. Nobody is not there. I will come and see you. Like that, he promised to the mother. And now our Shankara's journey started. So the birth and that childhood age, everything is over. He's also still is a child only, 8 years. Now the journey towards, he has to find his own guru. Okay. Then before this incident, Shankara decides and to leave the house and go as a parivrajaka. Agastya Bhagavan came along with his Sishyas to the village of Kaladi. See, already Agastya given darshan to Shivaguru and given Vyasa Bhagavan given the darshan. Now here Agastya Bhagavan again came. Okay? See, like a sadhu, sannyasi. Those days, no sadhus, they will keep on travel along with some Sishyas also. Due to Chaturmasya Vratam or whatever may be, they came to the Kaladi, a group, and they won't stay in the Grihastha's house. They will stay only in the temple or under the tree according to the climate, a common place like that. So the village, the people are all serving them, and Shankara also went and did namaskara to that Mahatma, elderly person. Okay. And by seeing Shankara, that sadhu Mahatma said that not in front of everybody. Shankara is sitting and looking at his face continuously, and that they got a conversation between both of them. And that time, he reminds, you are not born just like that. You are a Karana Purusha, and you have to go and in search of your teacher now. And he given all the details. He given all the details. What now you have to cross this Pratichi, Purna, and then Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari, and you have to go up to the Narmada banks of Narmada. Madhya Pradesh, Omkareshwara. Then you will find your Guru there. He told also your Guru is waiting there, Govinda Pada, Bhagavad Pada. Every information, route is very clear map. And then after, this is only personal. He only knows, and that Agastya Bhagavan knows. And then this happened before he leaving the house. Now he just started going. He inquired on the way. The first journey up to the Sringeri. Now first he is going to land into the Karnataka, Sringeri, and along with the merchants and some other laukikas, normal people's villagers, with along them only, because he cannot go alone. Those days, people will travel by walk or by bullock carts and all that, or horses. They go by like a groups for any trade purpose or Tirthayatra purpose or also because no facilities much communication. Evening they have to halt somewhere and they have to adjust and everything, help each other. That is the days. Then he traveled up to the Sringeri. Somehow he reached the Srungagiri, Karnataka. That time it is called Kadamba Kingdom. The name for that area. Tunga and Bhadra, where they both join together, is called Tunga Bhadra. There are two rivers actually. That joining place is called Shivamukha. One is starting from the Sahyadri river, Sahyadri mountain, and another is starting from the Brahmagiri mountain. And why it is called Srungeri? It is called Srungagiri actually, where the son of the Vibhandaka Maharshi, Rishyasringa, did a penance and lived. That's why that area is so powerful and Tapobhumi. The story about this Rishyasringa comes in the Ramayana in the beginning. Dasharatha calls Rishyasringa to his kingdom to perform this Putrakameshti Yagam and all that. So very powerful Rishi Tapasvi. And so his wife is Shanta. That Rishyasringa got married. Okay. And when he did the tapas there, Shiva Bhagavan appeared and he himself given the diksha of the Shiva Panchakshari to Rishyasringa. Now, after staying few days there, he met one more, a very old saint in one hermitage, and he only given all details of that area. What is the greatness of this Srungagiri? He listened all that Shankara, and suddenly at the banks of this Tungabhadra, he saw a uncommon phenomena. What is it? In a midday in hot sun, one snake kept open its hood and giving the shelter to a frog. He saw that. Then Shankara, stunned, wondered by seeing that marvelous phenomena. Both are these are enemies actually. Frog and the snake are enemies, but how this snake is giving the shelter to that frog? Then he came to he thought of that as that Mahatma told the power of this place. This place is a very suitable tapo bhumi for any sadhaka because there are so many tapasvis done or lived there, and maybe now also there are so many. Who knows? Because of that Satya Ahimsa Pratishtha, that whole place, nature and the animals also leave their enmity and live together. This happened in many Mahatmas cases, even in Buddha's life also, even in Ramana Maharshi life also, many other Mahatmas, and Narayana Guru of the Kerala also. There are so many stories. So then a small sankalpa came in his mind. This is to establish the ashrama there, matha. A small wave of sankalpa. But later on, that sankalpa is fulfilled by some other means because sannyasi should not have any sankalpa. Okay, we'll see how it happened later. Not now. While he returns and again, that time only it will happen. So this is the episodes happened in the Srungeri. Now from Srungeri, he started crossing the other rivers of the Krishna, Godavari, and reached up to the Kshipra Nadi, which is the uh, adjacent of the city Ujjaini. I mean, almost he reached the Madhya Pradesh, Ujjaini. Okay, and there Mahakaleshwara temple is there. He visited there, and from this Srungeri, from Narmada not yet reached the actual Narmada Omkara Kshetra. So they reached only up to the Ujjaini. So on the way, wherever famous the Tirtha Stalams are there, these Tirtha Kshetras are famous those days itself, centuries back. And so after that, they traveled for 3 more months. Then only they reached to the Omkareshwara, where Vaidhurya mountain. The, all these names may not be appear now. The names are different. Shipra Nadi, Vaidhurya mountain. At that adjacent down of that mountain hills, this Narmada is flowing. So he reached the Narmada. Now, how many days totally took and from Kerala? That calculations we don't know exactly. We need not. We don't want also. Narmada Nadi is called otherwise Linga Garbha. Linga Garbha. Whatever stone is available there, that everything is a Sivalingam. They themselves will be available. Shivalingam actually also looks like a saligrama only because of the water flowing and rolling. It is like that an oval shape. But when we bring here and do pratishtha, we put half into the the stone itself made or put it in the mud or whatever construction. Otherwise, all Shivalingas are made in the whole country anywhere. They are the stones of the Narmada river. Narmada. So that's why it is called the Linga Garbha. And in Dwadasha Linga Stotram, Shankara mentions and prays about this Omkaram, Omkareshwara. कावेरिका नर्मदयोः पवित्रे समागमे सज्जनतारणाय सदैव मान्धातु पुरे vasantam. This Mandhata mountain is there. That story comes in the Bhagavata Mahapurana. Now also where the Shankaracharya's big statue has installed there, Avishkaranam, that is happened on the Mandhata Parvata, a small hillock. Okay. And so that word came mentioned here. Sadaiva Mandhatru Pure Pare Vasantam Omkaramisham Shivamekamide. So in the Dwadasha Linga Stotram, one Kshetram is mentioned. Now he inquired where Govindapada lives. Near that Narmada, on one hill again, a small hill, and there is a big cave. In that big cave, there is a small cave. Okay, like a big hall, there is a small living room. Okay, it will be very cool, very safe. Govinda Padacharya, aged, very aged, how much we don't know, he is staying there. There are already so many Sishyas in that place. And he reached that place and asked the permission, can I go and meet Govindapada? By seeing this boy already wearing the hawker robes and shaved head, so brilliant, bright and tejasvi, yes, you can. He entered into the cave. He entered into the cave. There, Govindapada, in a, with eyes closed and silent, Brahmanandam, that is felt by Shankara. Paramasukadam Kevalam Gnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. From little distance only, silently walked and did Shashtanga Namaskara, waiting there. Because Govindapada has not opened the eyes. Since how many hours or days he is sitting quite like that in Jnanavastha. Upanishad says Drishtisthira yasya vina nirodhat. Without any struggle, even if they keep eyes open also, the drishti is sthira. Antarmukham bahidrishti. Mukham means the drishti has got two angles. Inside, hmm, bahya drishti is outward, but antardrishti also is there for Mahatmas. That's why for them it doesn't matter whether they close the eyes or open the eyes. This is what we recently seen person is Ramana Maharshi about it. That there is no even a single photo in the Ramana Ashramam out of the 600 photographs where Ramana closed the eyes and is sitting in the meditation. No even a single photo. Hmm. Ashiryam. Okay. Then after some time, Govinda Bhagavad Pada just opened the eyes and with a compassionate, loving heart, he looked at the boy Shankara, and that time Shankara, he told that time or when, I don't know, but that shloka he uses as the starting Dhyana shloka for the which book Viveka Chudaman, I don't know, I didn't remember. Sarva Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagochar. Now here literally he's opened the mouth and telling Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. So after telling these words and then everything is told there. I reached the feet of my Guru, who is nothing but the Govinda Pada. He is a Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Agocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum. Everything is told. Again he prostrated and namaskar. Then Govinda Pada felt so happy even to see this child. Then he asked formally, who are you? Come closer, who are you? The same kind of conversation is going to happen later. Shankara is going to ask another 11-year-old child. That story will come later. Then Shankara replied, Dashashloki. So big introduction, sir. Govindapada listened patiently. Why not? Such a genius. Purnam. There is nothing again to. As Shankara 8 years is Purnam. All other work is just for the sake of the Loka Kalyanam. Guru can't recognize that. If the small 8 years boy recognized and all the way went to the in search of the Guru, he is waiting. See how the Guru Tattva connection works. As like Karmana Gahano Gatihi, this Guru Tattva Gati also Gahanam, very deep. But we see this. That is only happening for us also. You are already started your journey somewhere in the previous line, and leg after leg you are coming, and now you are here. To make yourself Purnam with this last leg of the journey, that is choice yours. But yesterday, many of you told that I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed. Okay? Everybody has to tell. You should tell. You must tell. You can tell. Dhanyoham, 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 Vidhanyoham. I am blessed. சொல்லலாமா ஒரு வாட்டி சொல்லுங்க தன்யோகம் 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 திரிதன்யோகம் Vidyaranya says in Panchadasi this. Okay? There is no any trace of doubt. Mind will always have doubts. Don't give importance to the mind. Leave it. Just I will read one shloka of the Dasha Shloki. We all very familiar with the Nirvana Shatkam. This is called Dashash. Nirvana Dashakam. Some acharyas tell this, but generally Dasha Shloki. Almost the same, but little more elaborated. न भूमिर्न तोयं न तेजो न वायुः न खं नेन्द्रियं वा न तेषां समूहः अनेकान्तिकत्वात् सुषुप्तैक सिद्धः तदेको तदेको वसिष्ठं शिवः केवलोऽहं देर् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं here तदेको वसिष्ठः शिवः केवलं that is whatever reminiscence sensation is there I am that Shiva very beautifully like this 10 shlokas spontaneously not written composed and kept ready and open the paper and read there is no such thing everything is spontaneous how happy that guru will be. Only he has to give a formal sannyasa, a formal sannyasa. Then immediately, maybe next day or after 2 3 days, he arranged for a formal sannyasa, and that time only the name given Shankara Bhagavat Pada is not added by somebody. His guru himself told because Govinda Pada, Gauda Pada. So that parampara that will add it. Shankara Bhagavad. But after that, other Shankaracharyas, his descendants not gained that name. Okay? We don't know what is the reason. Then, after that, Guru said, Govinda, Dhanyosi Krutakrityosi. Just now, that's why I made you to do that. You are blessed and you are completed your job after coming to the body. Okay? Kartavyam Krutam Praptavyam Praptam. What has to done, I have done it. And what has attained, I have attained. With this fulfillment, if you can leave the body, then we are really human beings, not otherwise. So then he said one more word. Pavitam te kulam. Your whole family blessed. Pavitam. Generally, Bhagavata and many places it is said that, and even for Nachiketa also Dharmaraja praised. If such one Gnani, one great devotee born in any country, in any town, any village, any house, the entire society is blessed. Is it not correct? Now, Shankara, because of him, where he born, what is the relationship between Shankara and Bharat? There is no such relation directly, but that's why Shankara Vijayam is Upanishad Vijayam. Shankara Vijayam is Vedanta Vijayam. Shankara Darshanam is Vedanta Darshanam. All together, Swatma Darshanam. Swatma Darshanam. So that is the relation. Then he asked, he is living and as usual other Shishyas are also there. Then only there Govinda Pada instructed Shankara uh, write a bhashyam on the Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay? And he did first that. Then there is some kind of other personal teachings are also happened. Very few days, few. Then Govinda Pada now has to leave this Bhautika Shariram. His time has come. His job is over. He's waiting for that only. Okay. And Govinda Pada Nirvana. I checked. Then now all the Sishyas felt they all lived there. Then they thought they all got attracted. Now here Shankara is 8 years. Now maybe he lived mm, 3.5 years in the Narmada Nadi river. How many days or year, months with Govinda Pada exactly we don't know. But altogether now he reached 12 years. Okay? That means the journey, okay, all that and few months or 1.5 year or like that he stayed. Then after the Govinda Pada Nirvanam, then all the Sishyas also, elderly people are there. There are 60 years, 45, 50, maybe more, many all are attracted like many those children are attracted to the Prahlada, all are attracted and they are following him. some are accepted in the heart as the guru, again, the successor, to guide further. And so, like that, routine is going on. Then the thought awakened in the Shankaras, but now I have to start my journey from here. The next leg of journey is reaching to the Kashi, the Gnana Kshetram. That time also, now also, Kashi. Now, of course, Kashi is more famous for religious and devotional purpose, but still now also, the Panditas, Sanskrit, scholars, Vedanta, whatnot. Actually, the Kashi is the Gnana Kshetra for the entire world. In some Puranas, it is also mentioned. Now, I will tell you one more small episode in between is there before going to Kashi. Okay, what happened one day when they were all living in the Narmada banks in that hillock small, Narmada started flooding. Narmada Nadi started flooding, and all the nearby villages came and prayed to the Shankara. Now we are not able to live. All our houses are drowned. Narmada is in a, so much in ferry. Please help. Then Shankara came with his Kamandala and kept near the Narmada, and there he stood and spontaneously he sang the Narmada Ashtakam. And in that Narmada Ashtakam, Sabindu Sindhu Sushkalam Taranga Bhangaranjita Vishastu Papajata Karivari Samyutam उदान्तदूतकालभूतभीतिहारि नर्मदे त्वदीयपादपङ्कजं नमामि देवि नर्मदे. One of the shlokas of the Narmada Ashtakam. All are just like that now. Started no Kanakadhara first, then many are coming. The greatness is overall there that time, those followers, all very attentive, brilliant. They are all started memorizing or noting. Otherwise, how we will get now? We are able to print the Stotramala and give to you. How it will come? All big, big krutis, kirtana, that stotras, all are recorded by the Sishyas. Then imagine how they are committed and brilliant and all that. Okay, you will see all Mukhya Sishyas are going to come one by one. So, like this Narmada Ashtakam, then from there, only Kashi Prayana. Okay, why? It is Shankara thought of that now his mission has to start from here. Okay, maybe Guru also instructed personally. Now you start explore. And Kashi is the place where, for debates and arguments and those days mainly, and all varieties of those 70 to 75 varieties of different matas are all are there, comes, goes, and it's a big pilgrimage center. And then to reach the Kashi, Chedi, Kaushambika, Vindhya mountains, Yamuna, Prayaga, Varu. Then they reached the Varanasi. Varuna and Ashi, two rivers, flow like this and join. And in between, whatever that place is there is called Kashi, Varanasi. So, Godfather kept his leg in the Kashi. And the greatness of the Kashi, one or two points. So much we can talk about the Kashi. I can take 1 week satsang. You also know so many things, Kashi. But one thing we will know that one day or other in the lifespan we must visit the Kashi. Those days, if they go to Kashi, no coming back again, no hope. And one more thing we will know that if we go to Kashi, we have to leave something there, and after that we should not touch it. So most of the people which they don't like here, that they will leave there. Okay, anyhow, the purpose is that learn to give up by giving the small brinjal, yeah, something. No, some people brinjal allergy for them, so they leave such kind of things. Actually, if you already done, don't worry. You cannot regret now. But if you go, anybody wants to do that, okay, whichever is you are addicted to something here, you give up that there. With courage, you give it up there. Afterwards, you may struggle little, struggle. Without struggling some extent, at least in the Adhyatmika Sadhana path, how you can go further forward. They say in the Purana, Ashi Varunayor Madhye Panchakrosham Mahattaram. The distance of that place also mentioned in the Purana. How much exact I didn't calculate. Panchakrosham, like miles or whatever. Between these two rivers, whichever that place is there, Amaraha Murtimichanti. Even the gods want to come and die. If at all, whenever the death may be for them. For them is 10,000 years, for them is below 100 years. But they want to come and die in this place. Such a great, powerful place. That's why now also if at all die, better if you die in the Kashi. Moksha is guaranteed. Okay? In what way don't ask now. Vedantic students should not ask that. Moksha is guaranteed. Because if you don't say like that, how the bhakti will grow in the people? How the trust will come? So there, that Shiva Bhagavan, who is always sitting in meditation and who always, what mantra he will do japa? Rama, 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 Rama. His favorite mantra, his favorite Daivam is Rama. Sri Rama, Rama, Rameti, Rame, Rame. That's why he answered to the Parvati, no? He asked, Kenopayena Laguna. So Kashi is such a great place. But if at all you go now, you must see in a different drishtikonam, vision. Of course, now so much improved and so much maintained everything, but still modern. The thing is, now, but don't see that. You go with that divine and spiritual background. The moment you put the leg in the Kashi, you must feel that you are one with the divine Shankara. So much. Full of temples and Ganga Nadi flowing there. And when now Shankara not he coming alone, lot of that sannyasis, seniors and so many are group, big group is there. The Kashi Maharaja knows about the Govindapada, he heard before itself. He has got so much respect and all that. Now he came to know that the people, disciples of that Govindapada, after he disappearance, they are all coming to the Kashi. He came to know that and he went with a lot of paraphernalia and did the Purna Kumbha and invited. Particularly, he heard about the small Shankara. Now he is 12 years. How's great, brilliant one. And then he invited. Raja said, I will arrange all the arrangements in a nice way. But Shankara said, we monks cannot stay in the palace or somewhere like that. My purpose is not that. Then Raja said, at the banks of the river, Manikarnika Ghat, it's very famous. Generally, where the dead bodies are burnt, in that place, Manikarnika Ghat. There, some small arrangement, just a few huts or maybe Shankara along with his followers living there. Then, uh, in Kashi, so many compositions are done. One by one will come later. If you because he stayed many years maybe in the Kashi, many years. There he wrote Kashi Panchakam. One shloka of the Kashi Panchakam I will just read. Okay, I can't explain the full meaning of it, but by listening itself you can understand some extent with your Vedantic background. Kashyam hi kashate kashi. First of all, I have to tell one thing. Kash, Prakash, Akash. Vedanta, many times these words are dealt together. Example of either Akasha or Prakasha given many times. The close thing, vicharana about the self can be easily done with eyes open by looking at the space or by looking at the light. Akasha Prakasha Chintanam is very, very close. It will help you establish and abide within your own self. Very easy. In Upanishads also mentioned many times. So keep that mind and listen this. Kashyam hi kashate kashi, kashi sarva prakashika, sakashi viditayena. This word is important. Sakashi, that light, whoever knows, then tena prapta hi kashika. You see, we have to give a lot of explanation for each one. All are looking like Anvayam, grammatically, all that. Ultimately, the meaning is our Atma is Kashi. Because if that Kashi is not there, if that Prakasham is not there, other things, nothing can be changed. So simple. To give this idea, the Rishis, Puranas, see how beautiful in this country, even we cannot think of. Somehow or other, inject, inculcate the spirituality by telling simple, small things. Pray to that banyan tree, pray to the people tree, something, discover the divinity in and around. Because it is easy in and around, first start seeing the divinity, then it's easy to discover the divinity inside. Or for some people, it is otherwise. Discover the divinity within. Without discovering the divinity within, you cannot discover the divinity outside. Then later we'll come to know there is no inside outside. Okay. Anyhow, very beautiful Kashi Panchakam. And after that, in Kashi, so many things are happened. People are started coming, and Shankara meets all of them and giving the guidance according to their level. For a bhaktas, for a orthodox people, for a religious people, everybody. And some are coming to argue also. Some are coming to know also. But Shankara loves everyone and satisfied answer. So that is happening there. And um, then about the Kashi, one small incident also will remind here from the Puranic stand angle. Kashi Annapurna Devi famous, Kashi Vishwanath Swami famous. About the Annapurneshwari, okay, he written there Kashi Vishwanath Ashtakam, Annapurnashtakam, Manisha Panchakam, Bhaj Govinda, many things are composed in that place. About the Kashi, Annapurna Devi. You know all that small story in the Purana. One day Parvati Devi thought of playing with the Shiva. Shiva most of the time sitting in meditation. She always sit and wait when he will open the eyes. If he opens the eyes, she can not to play always, but to ask the questions. Because of the inquiry and curiosity of the mother of the world, Jagadamba, so much knowledge came into the world, particularly because of her only. She will keep on asking, why this, what is this, what is the greatness of the Guru? Then Guru Gita came. So many are there. about the Shiva Sutras or this, that compositions, many of the Yoga Shastra. She's such a ardent, obedient, and curious. You should not say only wife, student. Those days, the husbands are wise, all wives are their students. That is what Brihadaranyaka, Yajnavalkya, Maitreyi, but not Katyayani. Katyayani not able to come to that level, only Maitreyi. So, okay, one day the mother Parvati thought of that. Some jolly mood, and she came back of the Shankara and just closed the eyes like this. Kannamuchi Viliyat Madre. That is what the story. For a few seconds, the whole world becomes so dark. Something happened. Many species are died or like that. And immediately Shankara removed the hand. Then Mother Parvati repented that what mistake she did. And then for that, Rashchittam, I have to do parihara. I have to do tapas. See? And she decided and came to Kashi and to serve, give the food to the people of the Kashi. Maybe that time also there is what is Kanjam? Pene. So there is a lot drought, something, no rains, nothing. So mother literally took the form like a normal, one of, looks like you lady, motherly lady, giving the food. Where from that food coming, and people want to fill their bellies. Now we have 10 more minutes to fill our bellies. Yeah, that is important, no? After that only Vedanta. Fill the Madhya Pradesh and keep the Uttar Pradesh empty. If Madhya Pradesh is not filled, Uttar Pradesh also will become empty. Okay? Very important. Then I will conclude with this episode. That is one of her tapas. Then the Kashi Raja came to know that in that particular place, some ladies keep on giving the food. How it is possible for a normal lady? That in this situation, he just went and inquired, found that she is not a normal lady. That means that Raja has got some grey matter. Otherwise, he thought of that, and he personally, well, nobody is not there. Please tell, my dear mother, who are you? You are not a normal woman. You are the Parameshwari, Jagadishwari, Amruteshwari dane. Amruteshwari, Jagadishwari, Surapujite Charanam. Amruteshwari, Jagadishwari, Surapujite Charanam. Mother took back. She tried to hide her, but Raja found that then, yes, she agreed. Now you found me, who am I? Then I can't stay here with this form. But my son, Sanidhyam will be there forever. So with so many difficulties and atrocities, problems and invadings and all that, still we are able to eat well and living in this India. You see many other parts of the world how people are struggling and struggling for food. So Annapurneshwari Devi ki jai. The episode is not completed unless I tell how. Then how she came to the Kanchi, then she came to the Arunachalam, then only her tapas prashchitam is completed. That part I will tell you tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् हरि ओम् तत्सत्